What's up, YouTube? This is GalacticGod.
And Brainfreeze Laser.
And we're here to bring you kind of a behind the scenes of the latest dual video trailer that Brainfreeze Laser actually created. Now, as you guys might have noticed, there's a new intro for whenever Brainfreeze Laser and I do a video together, whenever we do it on my channel or his. He actually came up with the idea for the intro, and another friend of ours created the music and recorded it and everything for it, so it came out really good. While creating that intro, Brainfreeze Laser kind of got more adept to using Sony Vegas and wanted to kind of expand his knowledge and try new things with it. And so he started coming up with different animations of cards. At first it was kind of random animation of cards that he would do movement on. Here are some of the animations that he was actually working on beforehand. As you can see, those animations came out really good, and they got a really good response from a lot of his subscribers. What actually inspired you to kind of create animations like that?
Actually, while I was playing Magic, they have trailers for their sets when they come out, and the first one I think was actually, I think Scars of Mirrodin. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's really cool looking. That they actually just used the card artwork and they animated it into a trailer and made they made it move and it looked like a cartoon and everything. And I was like, that's so cool. And because I had seen the Japanese version of the Yu-Gi-Oh cartoon, or not the cartoon, but the commercials for the sets, and they were like CG, and then they would have like cards float in front of the monster, and then that was it. And then and in America it was basically the same thing but Americanized. So it was just it was a lot more interesting than just having one monster sitting there, CG style. I'm kind of tired of CG, and and it was really cool looking. So
it's kind of a way of animating a 2D like still picture without actually using animation. So it's not actually a cartoon movement. It's actually
it's just different frames.
Almost like stop motion, really.
Yeah.
From there, I remember you started talking about wanting to expand and do something a little bit more. And we had the next Duel video series coming up. And at that point, you kind of expressed an interest in maybe tackling that chore. And when I told you it was going to be Black Wings and the Prophecy Monsters, you kind of started working on it. And I remember you kept telling me, oh, I've created this animation for it, and I've animated this character, and I did this and that. And I started thinking, I was like, dang, how long is this intro going to be?
Yeah, it was kind of funny because the animations that I had seen that I was basing this style on was from the Magic trailers. I had basically only had that to go off of, and like I kind of seen your intros and knew they were kind of short, and I was like, oh, maybe this is too long. So I kind of was telling you all that I'm doing this and this. Do you think that's too long? And you kind of told me like, yeah.
Yeah. At one point I was like, how long are you planning on making the intro? And you were like, oh, like a minute or two. And I was like, 2-minute intro? That's not an intro anymore.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I know he had already done like a lot of work and had a lot of ideas of things he wanted to do. And I was like, well, what do you think about doing a trailer maybe for the upcoming Duel video series? So it could be longer, it could be more elaborate, and you seem to kind of click to that.
Yeah, it gave me an opportunity to like flesh out the animations rather than just doing like real quick snippets. And I knew you had like written stories for previous duels.
Usually for each duel I create a little lore to go with it, and some people really kind of dig them, other people kind of gloss over them, but I remember at one point you asked me, for a copy of the next lore, because you were thinking about, including that as part of like the dialogue in the trailer, or as a storyline almost for the trailer.
Yeah, well, I had my favorite Prophecy Monster art is the Hermit. When I saw him, I really liked the artwork for the Hermit. Was really appealing to me, and it kind of was the inspiration for wanting to animate. Like kind of begin with, like I hadn't done one yet with him, but I had an idea in the beginning and I just hadn't gotten around to it.
So when you told me that you wanted to include the Hermit as kind of a focal point of the story, I took the outline that I had and I kind of centered around him. And I know you wanted to use kind of like a dialogue overtone, so I used a lot of dialogue when I wrote the story too. So I kind of focused it more around him recounting the tale of the prophecy and the Black Wings and their battle that they had. At least in the first part of the lore.
Yeah.
All right, so another question that was kind of asked a little bit in the comment section was about the voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
It was you, correct?
Yeah.
And you kind of roughed up your voice a little bit and tried to sound all Gandalfian.
Yeah, well, that was the inspiration basically for, you know, the character in the Hermit. The Hermit character was, I wanted to base him very much on Gandalf because he looks like him. He seemed like that's what his kind of character would be like. So at the time, I was really sick, and that kind of worked to my benefit because I'd been coughing a lot. My voice was really rough at the time, and I basically just had to get like a deeper voice.
Yeah.
You know, and like like do a kind of a, you know, a Gandalfian accent.
Gruff old man.
Yeah, well that and but it wasn't just voice acting, you know, by itself. I did do a pitch, I don't know, tune or pitch shift in Sony Vegas to downshift my voice, you know, enough to sound like an older man as well.
Yeah, Sony Vegas is a really good tool. It gives you a lot of options for your videos and your audio. So you're not too sure exactly what you want to do for your next project?
Probably Fire Fist.
Yeah.
Because it just looks really cool.
And if you get into it with After Effects, there's a lot of really good flame and smoke effects that would work really nice with them, I think. Maybe we'll do some more lores. I know he's been talking about doing a lot on his channel. Alright, so if you guys are looking to see any more really good animation, make sure you subscribe to Brain Freeze Laser. We're going to have a link to his channel down in the description bar below, as well as I'm sure somewhere on an annotation, probably above his head or something. I don't know, we'll see. And if you guys would like to see more of these kind of behind the scenes type videos, make sure you let us know down in the comment section below. Or if you just have a general question about how something was made or how we came up with something or anything like that, please don't be afraid to ask us, and we'll be sure to comment and let you guys know.
You can also make suggestions for me to animate something for myself or our mutual friend Gimbledon to make an intro for you of some sort. I'm more in the line of doing an animated intro, and Gimbledon is more in the line of making an actual, you know, text and pictures and video intro. He can do stuff like that too for you.
Alright, and I guess that's about it for now. This is GalacticGod.
And Brain Freeze Laser.
And we're out.